Okay, so the question we have to ask ourselves is how to conserve soil, because that's one of the biggest problems with soil erosion. Tangent. I just remembered. Conserve soil. What are we conserving in soil? Nutrients, okay? And how do you lose nutrients in soil?
Overusing.
Erosion, overusing land, like overgrazing. What else? Over-farming, that's what the soil chapter is about. Poor farming techniques. Flooding from excessive irrigation. So one of the best ways to farm is to use levels. And if you look at the picture, you see, I'll zoom in closely, you see that they're actually forming like little terraces. It's called terracing. So that, why? Who could tell me?
For those areas, they don't really have really good mountainside, it's really smooth, so the water just goes down that way, the water collects in like pools and it starts in the irrigation system.
Correct. Number one, it's going to serve as irrigation system and cause like little pools, but what else?
The nutrients that the soil.
It's going to obviously conserve soil, but the terrace also allows water flow not to be saturated in specific conditions. That's really what it is. The pools are going to form somewhere, but they're not going to loosen up the soil where you're trying to grow crops. So that's definitely a positive. Contour plowing. You're basically going to plow in a specific rotation so that you can form some kind of water flow again. And then you see wherever the green belts are, so the water can trickle there or infiltrate and percolate. No-till farming. This is, can anybody interpret that picture?
No.
What's happening?
These are dead.
Okay, you see dead. So what you're seeing in the picture is rows of crops. You see dead, obviously it looks like wood chips sticking out, and then you see the greenery. So what happened is the farmer cropped in rows and left a specific distance to use the land in the future for another crop in between. Instead of pulling the old crop out, which is required to refarm, you let the crop decompose and it naturally fertilizes the new crop. So you're not pulling land and causing the soil to loosen, and you're also self-fertilizing in a sense. So it's a really effective method for farming. All right, so a little bit on animals and agriculture. Obviously, we've domesticated animals to breed and for home use, but they also are food source. So we're going to talk a little bit about problems and solutions associated with that. We already did water, so I'm not even going to go back into that, but if you want to reference aquaculture, fish farms, and that unit of videos, it probably would be wise because it's part of this unit. Overfishing, over-harvesting of fish is, tragedy of the commons, huge problem. And the solution is fish farms, and we talked about this the other day. Name them again. What are all the problems associated with fish farms? Loss of biodiversity. What kind of biodiversity loss? Genetic diversity. What else? Wait, what kind of biodiversity besides genetic diversity? Shh. With overpopulation, you're going to have forest lands that are going to be cut down to produce croplands. Happens all the time. Our forests have gone to, I don't even know the figure, but significant difference. Food production rate requires a lot of energy. From what? Transportation of food. The machinery to do what? Irrigation, packaging, plowing.
The energy it takes from the store.
Correct. The store that's selling the product. I didn't even think about that. Pesticide spraying. They use airplanes. All these are energy use. Okay. Food efficiency. We want to try to produce the most amount of food with the less input of energy. Remember the input versus the output. You want to reduce your fossil fuel use and compare it to the unit of energy produced, which is really complicated, or calorie of food. And that is all.